Hello my dears, welcome back to Let It Cook cooking channel. Today it's going to be a really quick video, and this time it's a chocolate sauce for adults. For this we need milk, cream, whiskey, tonka bean and a really good couverture chocolate. What are you doing there? Yes, chocolate sauce. I still wanted to show you even though it's simple. You often have desserts where you can use a nice chocolate sauce, or maybe you're making some nice vanilla ice cream. I'll link up here how to make a good vanilla ice cream. Put a bit of this chocolate sauce on top, a few berries on top, and you have an amazing dessert. So heat up the cream and milk. Today I'm making a larger batch because it actually keeps in the fridge for sure for 2 weeks. If you chill it, you can use it again and again, and it's just really delicious. And now we're going to pour the couverture over it. I have a really high quality couverture here. I don't really want to advertise, but the couverture, it's called Valrhona. That's the couverture most chefs use. And it's just a very good couverture. It just tastes incredibly good. Unfortunately, it's really expensive. Compared to regular chocolate you buy at the supermarket, I think it costs 3 times as much. So it's not something for every day, but the taste is really delicious. You should try it sometime. There are 2 ways to make the chocolate sauce. Warm it up in a double boiler, the safest way, so you can take your time without burning anything by placing a bowl over boiling water. Let it melt, or you can do it directly on the stove. But I recommend staying right next to it because if the couverture sinks to the bottom, it can burn on the bottom. And of course we want to avoid that. Now we add a generous splash of rum. I said rum, but I actually just poured in whiskey instead. You can also use rum, you can use Grand Marnier, you can use cognac, you can use any liquor of your choice. For kids, just leave it out, but today I also want to add tonka bean. Tonka bean is a traditional spice used in Stalin. It used to be used very often in Stalin. It has an interesting flavor and can be added to vanilla ice cream for extra taste. Especially for baked goods, it's really great, but it's not necessarily something for kids. It's a very strong flavor, a really intense one. Just use a nutmeg grater, about 1/4 of a bean. When you grate it, then you'll immediately smell what I mean. It's a very special scent, something you've never smelled before if you don't know it. And that gives your sauce that wow factor. People won't really know exactly what's in it, why it tastes so delicious. And now we'll just let it warm up. By the way, if you now add, let's say, 4 egg yolks to that amount and cook it to the rose stage, then basically, well, what does cook until it thickens mean? I'm just throwing these terms around. Cook it to the rose stage means heating it to around 60 to 70 degrees Celsius. I think you have to go above 70 degrees, maybe 74. Just Google how hot exactly. You can tell because it forms a rose pattern on the spoon. That's why it's called the rose stage. Then you basically have the base for chocolate ice cream. So if you have an ice cream maker at home, you can make this too. Of course, you have to use a bit more cream, but basically it's exactly the same technique. In the kitchen, a lot of things repeat themselves. Once you know how something works, you can make all kinds of things from one thing. Then it's just a matter of the amount in grams, and often it's also a matter of your own taste, like how much sugar you use. With ice cream, it's a bit more difficult with the sugar because with ice cream, sugar is fundamentally important. The firmness of the ice cream afterwards, so the more sugar you put into the ice cream, or especially into the sorbet, the softer it will stay after freezing. For sorbet, for example, there's a device called a sugar meter, but it has nothing to do with a scale. It's basically a small tube that shows you the sugar content, so how much sugar is in the mixture. It shows you the density of the liquid, and then you can see whether it will stay soft in the freezer or not. I already said that. It's perfect with vanilla ice cream. You can use it with pancakes too. This chocolate sauce is really versatile. If you have a boring dessert, just pour a bit of the chocolate sauce over it and it becomes amazing. For example, something like bread pudding or anything else that needs a little extra kick, or other things as well. If you make a chocolate mousse and add a bit of chocolate sauce on top, then you have 2 different textures. That really enhances the whole dessert, of course. It makes it so much better. So I always like to have this in the fridge in case my dessert plate is missing a little something. If they're still a bit too plain or something, Just add a bit of chocolate sauce on top, and then you always have a garnish that also tastes really good. So my dears, you can see the chocolate has melted beautifully. Now we'll put it in the fridge. I'm intentionally leaving it in the pot for now because it might get a bit too firm otherwise. It always depends a bit on the couverture chocolate. It also depends a bit on the cream. However, what I can already do, Linus just put it exactly right. You could also easily sell this as hot chocolate with a shot. I think it's pretty similar to that. I'll give it a try to see if it tastes good for you. All right, well, if it doesn't taste good, that's its problem. I'll put it in the fridge for a bit now, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it's cold. It was in the fridge and has set now. Don't be surprised why there's a bit less of it. I already used some for another recipe and completely forgot to film the ending. I'm doing that now afterwards, so at least you can still see it. Take a look at the consistency. It's excellent. That's exactly how it should be. Let's see if Linus can capture it well. Of course, I've already tried it, but I'll try it again anyway. It's really not so bad to try it because it tastes really delicious. All right, my dears. I admit the adult version is due to the schnapps and tonka bean. Give it a try. I guarantee poured over ice cream with berries, it's amazing. Enjoy it, my dears, like, comment, blah. You know the drill, do all that. Tell your friends about ourselves. And we'll see each other again next Saturday on Let It Cook, cooking channel. Take care. Bye. See you.